DJ Mix Master Chaos.
Lane.
All right. We in here, goddamn. Signal kind of choppy in this area, but we here. What it do, people? What it do? It's your boy Chaos Theory and my brother Dark Prince. Is just our opinion podcast. Broadcasting live and direct in the great state of Mississippi, New Albany, Mississippi. Bruh, don't you know I'm right up the street from you?
Albany, huh?
Bro, you know I'm right up the street from you, right? Yeah, New Albany. I'm just
New
around the
Albany?
road from you, man.
New Albany? Yeah, you are.
Yes, sir. Uh-huh.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, me and fam passed through your way, coming up this way.
How long y'all gonna be up in the Albany
Pick up
spot?
until in the morning. My load is not ready yet, so it won't be ready till in the morning. And we going to the Texas region. You know what I'm saying? That's where we're gonna be parlaying for the week.
Okay.
For the whole week.
I got you on that there.
You know, gotta give me a break, bro. Gotta give me a break, man. I've been running up and down the road, you know. See, I'm sitting up here looking like an Afghani, trying to keep up with my facial hair situation.
It's all good.
But ain't no shame in my game. I guarantee you all my body parts and everything on this motherfucker is natural. Ain't no GMO over here. But anyway,
Well,
I know we were gonna talk about music. What you say, bro? Go ahead.
Go ahead. Now, go ahead. What you say now?
No, I said I knew we were gonna talk about music today because I was saying to myself I was gonna kind of stay away from the political and financial and all the other goofy shit going on in the world, but I just can't stop this feeling I have to say something because, man, it was something that keep every time I see something, it always bothers me. I have to say what I have to say on my mind. DJ Doug Fresh, what it do, bro?
Shalom, bro. Shalom.
Yeah, it just tonight I had to change up the kind of the subject matter tonight, and the topic tonight is going to be watch what you saying. We gotta watch what we say, bruh. We gotta be careful of the things that we say, the things that we do, and how we do that there.
Yeah.
Also, the other topic is copyright infringement. What does it mean to society? You know, I mean, is it a good situation or a bad situation?
Part of know what side of society they talking about.
The fake, huh? Oh yeah. You're right. You're absolutely right. Because I mean, matter of fact, let's start with copyright infringement first. I'm gonna pull up because it's a real big deal. And it's, you know, a lot of people might say, well, you know, you gotta understand copyright infringement, you know, you don't want nobody stealing your material. You don't want nobody you know what I'm saying, copy your style on things that you do that you came up with, because there's hard work out here. You know what I'm saying? But look at it. Because I thought I had it up here, but I don't. So look it up. Man, I'm in the area, man. Right infringement is the use of work protected by a copyright without permission for a usage where such permission is required, thereby infringing certain exclusive rights granted to the copyright. And it basically show you a little patent picture that they came up with back here in the 1930s or some shit, 1940s. What basically specified that anybody that comes up with their own material and you come in there and you try to make their material your material, you can be fined, you know what I'm saying, or whatever, in the court of law, under the court of law. But this word, why I say this word here has been coming really, really hostile, is because, you know, a lot of times, like, I'm gonna give you a prime example. Yesterday, my brother Chucky, shout out to Chucky Atkins. You know what I'm saying? That's my son's cousin, my son's folks. He was promoting his little barbecue, you know, catering little business in Hollandale yesterday. And he went live and he played Billie Jean by Michael Jackson. And by the time that caterers came in, blah. And I can hear him in the background like, God damn, Facebook, all I'm trying to do is promote my little business, man. I know I mean, God damn. Then his little girls was like, he was like, do y'all know what music that is? And his little girl was like, Daddy, that's Michael Jackson. So they was like, that they ain't making no better. You know what I'm saying? But the algorithms already knew the music because they already got it programmed in the server. Any song that the sound bites, the server picks up, it automatically throws a red flag on your screen to say copyright infringement. Like they've been doing me for the last couple of weeks, because I've been sharing videos off of YouTube about certain things, and even some songs, maybe a couple of songs, like we did the R&B thing last week. You know what I'm saying? They flagged me, you know, on copyright, you know, because I played what was that? High Five, and what's the other brother? Tevin Campbell. But I just played it for a split second. It wasn't even that long, and they still flagged me for it.
I thought about something like that when you said that. I want to do a litmus test of seeing, like, say, for instance, we step out, you know what I'm saying, our music, play, you know what I'm saying, one of their genre love songs. For instance, let's say Shania Twain, you know what I'm saying, You're the One. I wonder if you played that, would they block that? That's what I'm wondering right now. Because if they block that, then I know, okay, all right, you're just trying to hold down all music. But if they don't, then I'll know that it's all about just our music. So here's the thing, bro. When we did our thing back in the day, it put me on a path to want to understand music more deeply. And so in understanding that it was a craft that, you know what I'm saying, that you're trying to master, also come to find that there's rules and regulations along with that. And what most thing is, when you talk about copyright, that ties in because see, copyright came about because of something that artists, what you're doing when you're penning something, when you're coming up with a musical concept, this is what you call, in the legal standpoint, intellectual property. Now, with this intellectual property, that first copy or that first sample that you have locked down, that is your copyright because it's unique. It only was created because it came from the creator, which is nobody else came up with that. But because people started to take folks' ideas and run with it and steal stuff, now you have to go ahead and get that certified saying that's mine from a legal standpoint. Now, after the copyright is taken care of, what our artists also don't get into is the fact that you need to have all your publishing assets in a row. You need to own the publishing first and foremost. I understand you just want to rock the mic. Understand you just want to let, you know what I'm saying, what you got as far as your bars, whatever it is. But the important thing as far as business side of it is that you own all your publishing. Because when you don't own your publishing, you get little deals like Kodak Black. They give him $900,000, but the album made 4.3 million.
That's a damn shame.
Yeah.
That's a damn shame. But that's the whole idea of how America works and how America moves. This is what you call a capitalistic society. So basically, everybody's banking off of everybody, but the real bankers, is the ones that say, "Hey, y'all came for help to basically pay your music, but at the same time, you know that your music is worth the whole concepts of how society sees your music. But at the same time, do you actually think you really read these contracts? Not anything, promotional deals, to the point when you go to a car lot. When you go to that car lot, you see that car that you like. Your ass know damn well you making $2,000 a year, but you want this $150,000 car. See, back in the days when you come in those car lots like Mercedes, Cadillac, even Rolls Royce or anything like that, you know what I'm saying? They be looking your ass up and down, especially if you look like you in poverty kind of ways. They already know you ain't got the money to buy these vehicles. So 9 times out of 10, they're going to let you come up in there and let you smile and get yuck with them and whatever the case may be. But when it all boils down, how much money you make in a year or a month or whatever the case may be. You say, well, I'm making $30,000, $25,000 a year. And they were like, well, I don't think that's going to work because you know this is an $80,000 car. and they were like, "Well, how are you willing to pay for this car?" Because most bank and finance companies that we deal with, and we deal with a lot of them, they're not going to they're not going to loan you any money because they feel like that it's going to be too long. You own such and such vehicle because, like a time, most car company, most vehicles only let you pay up to at least 5 to 6 years. You talking about paying like if you talking about paying, let me give me about 10, 15 years and I'll pay it off. That's the damn mortgage. There ain't no car. You know what I'm saying? But now things have changed. They be like, hey, because you got so much of this, so much that, everybody crying and whining about, you know what I'm saying? It's because I'm black or all this or shit. I'm trying to play the race card. So it's like, okay, fuck it. You want to sit up here and give away your hard-earned money to pay for this motherfucking vehicle? Okay, come on with it then. You know what I'm saying? If you making $30,000 and you buying a motherfucking $8,000 Dodge Charger, shit, go on buy that motherfucker. We don't care.
That's living outside your means, dog. See, that's what that is. You just said the car was $80,000. And then, you know what I'm saying, you only making $30,000. You $50,000 in the hole already.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna always, and then the thing about it, you have not even thought about the interest that's accruing. What most folks don't know is when you buy a car, blocking everything.
Man, that's true. That's true what Doug Fresh saying, bro. They do block everything that you say, or even put. I mean, it just because a lot of people be sitting up there saying like, "What the fuck did I say and do to get blocked?" You can fuck around there and just say you ain't going along with the rainbow.
I'm blocked right
you can
now.
sit up there and say, yeah, you can sit up there and say you're not going along with the rainbow people. And most of y'all probably already know what the fucking rainbow people are, so I'm not gonna even go further into
that. Ain't gonna happen.
But
that ain't gonna happen.
They gonna get mad as shit. But
I don't care about these Muppets getting mad.
Because they know
that's the thing about it, dog.
They know
this.
Yeah,
this is what I'm talking about, man.
You don't supposed to let the motherfucker get you down. I don't. Anyway.
Listen, I'm laughing at him. I'm laughing at it because you got to understand something. We talking about Muppets here. This is what I see when I'm going out and work. I see Muppets out here, you know what I'm saying, having to fit like animals off the Muppet bait. That's what I see, and it's hilarious to me. Because my thing is, I already know, you know what I'm saying, you on strings that's being pulled by something over you. And that thing has got a system in place that's got strings on everybody that wants to continue to be strung up. My thing is, I done cut those after I woke up. Those strings got caught. All right.
Oh yeah, for sure. But see, Doug, let me tell you something, bro. One thing I learned, like when the pandemic went down and all the DJs started turning to social media to play music, they knew that people were in the house. They knew probably 40 to 50% of the American people in this country, a little bit more, was at home, about to lose their fucking mind. But shout out to DJ D-Nice. He basically paid the way to start social media DJing on these social media sites. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, they didn't give a fuck about none of that. All they cared about was that you playing a song that they own. Universal, Time Warner, and Columbia. Sony.
I want to go deeper with that. Because here's my thing with that. That ties with what I said earlier. You got them talking about they want to ban this and ban that. But see, that's what makes me curious about, you know what I'm saying, that it's not a clean thing. And seeing if they'll block that. Because see, my thing is, during the pandemic, you know what I'm saying, they locked everything down, and I found it very ironic because I think this is the byproduct of what happened to anybody in there. Let me get a little deep in explanation about that. in 2017, I believe, that's what they had in Charlottesville. We would not be replaced, but they found out that their race was dying out, right? Now, you get a lockdown. Most of the white women, which they always had, you know what I'm saying, the complaint was that their husband was never at home. They was always on the job or messing around with the secretary. That's one thing. So you're not at the house reproducing. Now with this lockdown, makes it effective for you to be at the house. But it had the opposite effect. Our people continue to multiply and expand, not them. So now you come in after that, like, you know what? Let's take the music that maybe was being played during those time frames, you know what I'm saying, and kept the lovey-dovey going. Let's get that out the way. So that's what got me thinking, okay, if they got that out the way and they got Kelly out the way, I wonder if they feel the same way about their music too. That's why I said I want to check that or not. If they ban that, then I know, okay, it's everything. But if they don't, then I know it was specifically in their lockdown specifically for them to try to replenish themselves and procreate. But it didn't happen. We did.
Mm-hmm.
I want to talk about it.
Well, one thing about it, when you have those three major labels that basically running every damn thing, you know what I'm saying? This generation really don't even know that we once upon a time had record stores we used to go to back in the day.
Yep.
And those record stores that we used to go to back in those days basically paid the way for these artists to make money, as well as these big major labels, because we went to these stores because there was no social media back then.
Nope.
You know what I'm saying? You had a choice even for the beginning. The first beginning, you had your choice of records, cassettes, and 8-tracks. Then later on down the line, they got records. Then they took the 8-tracks out, and then it became just records, tapes, then CDs. Then later on down the line, it was just cassettes and CDs. Now we in social media world, we in the cyberspace shit going on now. So now it ain't none of that shit no more. It's just basically a signal or memory, you know, off the computer itself. You can download pretty much anything you want that you thought you never had a chance to get in your whole life. Because like I say, I've been collecting music since 1996. Even though I had cassette tapes, you know that, you knew that because you was around me when we were in school. I used to bring the my big ass cassette tape case with me, and we used to listen to music in the classroom. We had a chance to. Just think about it. This was 30-some years ago to now. Now, and I had probably, let's see how many tapes I had back then. I had probably like over 30-some tapes. Now I got this thing, what they call a terabyte. This thing right here. This thingy right here, if y'all can see it. It's got my picture on the front of it. That holds up 2.5 terabytes of music. That's basically, I got over 40-some thousand selections of songs. And a lot of them was catalogs that a lot of these labels own, are basically profiting off of.
Yeah.
Because
trying to devote.
Because see, you know, I never understood why they kept fucking with us, like DJ Doug Fresh, me, and other DJs out there when we playing music. Even shout out to DJ Jazzy Jeff. Jazzy Jeff was getting irritated because when he was DJing, he had all 3 platforms going at one time. He played on Facebook, YouTube, and Mixcloud, and then he went over to start doing Twitch. But when he was on Facebook, Facebook kept shutting him down. And then he made a post on his group page like, we need to get together. All the DJs need to get together and talk to these goddamn record executives and see what the hell is going on, why they keep on bullshitting like they doing. Because we ain't doing nothing but just entertaining the people. We know we don't own the rights to Michael Jackson Thriller or own the rights to Purple Rain or own the rights to any other of these big major artists in this country. We never said we did. But goddamn it, we made these motherfuckers a whole lot of goddamn money, as well as these record companies. These record companies wouldn't even be where they at if it wasn't for the damn people. Because they damn sure ain't buying the records. Because they know we want to be entertained. So, because I remember back in the days when Michael Jackson Thriller first came out, people was around the corner trying to buy it, was waiting in line, sometimes camping out in front of these record stores, waiting on the album to drop. So they can come out and show it on the news that they got the record of Michael Jackson Thriller. Want to be the first people to say, I got this cassette tape, this record, this CD. Then, now they done made millions of dollars of all these artists, because you got to think about it. I was telling my cousin the other day, we sit up there, I'm going down the highway. Chopper got I got a little bitty laptop that, that's on a whole nother server from my cell phone. But
yeah,
he playing music because, like I said, I got a little surround sound in my truck. But he up there clicking on songs, we clicking on songs and stuff. And majority of the songs that we listen to, hip hop and R&B, majority of it is off of Universal Music, which is MCA. And if you know MCA owns Motown, owns Stax Records, owns majority of a lot of black artists' music.
Yeah.
They own more music than Sony owns. Not to mention they got all the TV stations. They got all the goddamn commercials. And like Cuz said, that's why if you notice, their symbolization is the world, the earth. The ball is turning on it, and I never would have thought of that. And then they got the whole world in their hands, god damn it.
Yeah, they control their music, man.
Let's see what Doug Fresh said. He said, I don't know about that the majority label sales are down across the board. They want you to get licensed to be able to play on social media. Hell, if you have a DJ, BMI and ASCAP, want you to pay in order to play the artist. Yeah, that's true. That's true, because they want to continue to rob the people of the music that they was already getting paid off by the people. Now think about how stupid that shit sounds. And think about this, and this is another thing that's fucked up. They'll sit up there and tell you that, yeah, true enough, we had record stores, but we don't have record stores anymore. So now you have to basically rebuy everything that we sold to you a long time ago. Just like a pair of Michael Jordan tennis shoes. But guess what? They ain't gonna tell you that a lot of these songs that we own have a lot of messages in the music that we don't want the new generations to know about. See, Earth, Wind, and Fire sung about things that went on in the so-called Middle East, telling you who you were. They had a song called Fantasy. They had a song, like I told you before, we were talking about R&B shit last week. They had a song called September. Now, if you think about the word September, majority of black people, majority of people on this planet, especially in the United States of America, was born in September. That was like the baby booming month in the history of the world. But like I say, you will never know these things if you don't have ownership of the music, buying this music. Because ain't nobody finna spend no $2 and $3 and $4 on Spotify, Apple Music, and all this shit. Because a lot of these goddamn sites don't even have half of this shit that you see on YouTube. Because I can go back and point out, I can go back and click up a lot of stuff that most people would say it's hard to get. Because I played a song in the club a long time ago, and people said they had been looking for this song forever in the days and couldn't find it. I told them, I said, hey, it was on YouTube. And they were like, are you serious? I said, yeah. YouTube got all that shit. Anything you ever would think of is on YouTube. And when they got, and not to mention, you can put up one song. Like, for example, Michael Jackson, So You Want to Be Starting Something. You're going to come up with probably 10 different versions. You Want to Be Starting Something by Michael Jackson.
Mhm.
That motherfucker going to be in Latin. It might be in Latin. It might be in Jamaican. It might be remixed in disco, house music, regular version, instrumental, everything. So I mean, like I say, but you know, like brother Doug say, you know what I'm saying? They want you to pay to play. But you ain't doing nothing but just entertaining the people with this music. You're not trying to get ownership to these folks' stuff and basically, you know what I'm saying, act like you're gonna be millionaires and billionaires off of shit, because they done already stole it. Can't steal nothing that's been stole already. Oh, did
But
I
see,
say
that's-
so? Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But see, that's the thing about why they doing what they doing now. They trying to make sure that they airtight it, that nobody ever be able to say that, you know what I'm saying, it belongs to them. It's complete takeover or something. Because my thing is, when you have the music being, you know what I'm saying, directed a certain way and then censored to the point where, you know what I'm saying, we are the original creators of the intellectual property. It belongs to our people. That's why, you know what I'm saying, we can play it as we did, but they think was, you know what I'm saying, when it went from the record store, and that's what I want to hop back on too is, I remember time frame, people, and y'all do too, that when you went to the mall on the weekend, Sam Goody was always blaring something. That's what made it the mall feel. You heard the music when you went in there.
Bruh, facts.
You saw the line.
Big facts. Big fucking facts. All day long.
My thing is, so when Sam Goody was already doing the popcorn smell, people, you know what I'm saying, live, you know what I'm saying, and the new movies getting out.
Is that
Man.
$15 anymore. Yeah, you right about that. Yeah, because I ain't gonna lie. I remember them days, goddamn it. And it was so funny. I wasn't even DJing back then. And remembering going to, like you say, Sam Goody's, Tower Records, Blockbuster Music. It was another record label, record company, Music Plus. All this shit was in California. But when Ice-T dropped that Power album, because of Darlene Ortiz's picture on the front of it, man, Darlene paid the way for Ice-T on that album cover. Because I remember they had the poster, like a real live poster of Darlene on the damn thing when you first walk into Music Plus back in the day, holding that shotgun. And I was like, I'm looking at this motherfucker. You know, you young, you crazy in the motherfucker. You like, I want to take this motherfucking poster home and put it in my room. Goddamn, drill holes in that bitch. But anyway, but you know what I'm saying. But I'm just saying, you know. But I mean, shit. But you know, like I said, I get what you're saying though, bro. But like I said, back then, you knew the damn record, how much that record was gonna cost. You know what I'm saying? Because I think like the records was like $15 to $17, depending on how many tracks on it and the artist itself, sometimes, and how popular the song album is. To you getting the record. I mean, the cassette tape. The cassette tape sometimes was like between $9 to $12. Maxi single cassette tape was like $5 or $6, $7. You know what I'm saying? According to how many mixes on there or whatever. Shit, motherfucking CDs, 14, 13, 14. Hell, damn near $20.
Now check this out. Check this out. Now you also remember. Oh yeah, they definitely doing that. They been doing that.
Oh yeah.
They gonna get everything they can get. They gonna milk you with both hands. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Most definitely.
Now,
that's cool.
My thing, well, you know what I'm saying? You got here's another thing, people, about what the record company's doing. Now, me and you talked about it last time, touched on it a little bit, but They got death clauses in the contract, you know what I'm saying, people? So this is how they're gonna get you. Let me just paint this scenario for you. You're up and coming artist, you're hot in the street. Everybody knows your music. My advice, stay right there. I'm not done with the story yet, but I'm just saying, stay right there if you hot in the street. If you hot in the streets, do it old school. Sell your music out the trunk of your car. And continue to come up that way. That way you stay underground and nothing owns you, and then you still will be authentic and saying what you're saying. Now, moving on with that. Now, if you decide to go ahead and say, I'm going to go ahead and get with the majors, I want some commercial backing behind me. I want the videos, you know what I'm saying, $1,000, $100,000 video with mermaids swimming in the living room and stuff like that, whatever. You know what I'm saying, something crazy.
Steve, we'll take a 360 deal, man.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what they do. But see, that's exactly what they're going to do is take the 360. And that's the thing about it. It's self-explanatory in itself. They about to take you for a spin. And you don't even know it.
Mm-hmm. We say,
and so,
actually, thanks to Prince, this is the best time as an artist. You don't need them like we used to. You can make your own money yourself. I mean, that's the thing that most people don't feel, Brother Fresh.
but see,
they don't think that they can do it by themselves. They think that they're less than what they tell them. And that's the reason why they do them like they do them. Because when you're in control of your own destiny, you can basically move mountains. You can do whatever the fuck you want. But at the same time, go ahead, bro.
Let me get in. But see, check it out, bro. You know what I'm saying? Here's the thing about the distribution deal. Suge Knight, Jay Prince, Irv Gotti tried to do the same thing.
Yeah, I was gonna go into that.
They're not gonna allow you to do that because see, the thing about it, now you have what they call self-autonomy. You're your own power center. You're self-made now. We don't need you for nothing.
That's right.
But the thing about it was, in that, you do need me because of my distribution power. And because we know that, we're going to go ahead and make everybody's life hell now. That's why all that's going down through the 90s was supposed to be investigated by the board. I'm talking about the alphabet people was all over.
That was the
Check YouTube, they'll tell you.
That's the whole idea. That was the whole concept of the counterintelligence program. It
Exactly.
wasn't just because they wanted to go against Dr. King, Malcolm X, Medgar Evers, and others. It was the fact of the matter that they need you to stay in alignment to where they feel comfortable with you to be at. You know what I'm saying? Because when you start doing your own thing, you basically they start dropping like flies because they can't make no money off of you anymore. That's what the whole concept of unification is all about with black people. They don't need you they don't need you being unified with each other because they capitalize off your stupidity. So when you fuck around and try to go outside the box and try to do the opposite, then they're gonna have to try to come up with some kind of bullshit ass law and lie to make you feel like you ain't worth a damn and try to capitalize on some kind of fuck shit because they don't see you as an equal. They ain't gonna tell you, but that's just the way it is.
Now they ain't gonna see you no equal. That's why they want to control it. And that's the thing about with the distribution. They say they want to do it. They still making money because see, one, I put it like this. If you stay true to your group and you just continue to make your views off of the internet, you good. But the moment you say, I want to sign something with the majors, they gonna go ahead and use that because it's like saying you taking somebody, giving them an inch, they want to take a foot. And they gonna make sure they make that happen because they gonna dress it up some type of way where you gonna like, yeah, that might work for my benefit. But the thing about it, once the snake's in the house, the snake's in the house.
Well, only thing I can say, one thing I've learned, even for example of the TV network, even BET, when Rob Johnson sold BET to Viacom, that wasn't because he was retiring and getting out the game, because he could have sold that to anybody black. He sold it because they was gonna take it. Please believe it. See, America, this country is the straight gangster crip. Is the original gangster crip when it come down to being very business savvy and robbing people. Because see, they knew BET's basically was a infomercial kind of station that basically catered to people that they wouldn't cater to.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta remember when Rap City first came out, you know, they came out after Yo MTV Raps came out. Because MTV felt like, you know what I'm saying, we can run competition with BET. But they couldn't keep up because a lot of the artists that BET was willing to play on television, MTV wasn't willing to play. Because BET started playing a lot of artists that was heavy conscious rap. You know, then MTV started trying to do it, you know what I'm saying, a little bit, but not very much as BET was. And you got to remember, the Caucasian kids are watching. They trying to figure out what's so hip about BET versus MTV. That's just like Soul Train with American Bandstand.
I have to say, we had a span with MTV that did really get the shine on. And the thing about it was, that was Yo MTV Rap with Ed Love and Dr. Dre. We got a chance to get a lot of, you know what I'm saying, content. With that little segment we had with them at that time, little space, I think we got it.
We can't leave out Fat Five Freddy.
Yeah.
He was a part of it. And Fat Five Freddy had been in the industry. He was in the industry. He was before his time anyway. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, I wanted to piggyback on the situation with Soul Train, with Don Cornelius, you know, versus Dick Clark's American Bandstand. Now, you know, when American Bandstand had been out like about 10, 15 years before Soul Train came out. You know what I'm saying? And at that particular time when Dick Clark was doing his thing, you know, he had majority of Caucasian artists coming on his show, but he had some black artists coming on there. But a brother from Chicago, Illinois named Don Cornelius came up with the whole concept that was on the same level as Dick Clark, but it was more on a heavy soulful level. That was because at that particular time back in the day, they really didn't cater to black artists. Even though black artists was out there in the mainstream, but they wasn't always seen all the time. And Don Cornelius changed the game when he brought out Soul Train. And so when Soul Train came out, Soul Train's population, the population, well, the ratings went up. And American Bandstand, because see, I'm gonna tell you something. Caucasian people pay attention to everything we do in society. They know that we are the masters of all this shit out here. I had a Caucasian woman tell me. She said, "This is no lie." And I was in fucking the eastern part of Tennessee. We're up in the Smoky Mountains. Where ain't number of white people at? All them old hillbilly motherfuckers up there. Mm-hmm. She told me, she said, because we was listening, it was something that came on the radio in the truck stop. I don't know if it was Lionel Richie or something, but she said, she was like, "Baby, I used to watch Soul Train, and I fell in love with Soul Train." She said, "I used to watch American Bandstand." True enough, that house was full of American Bandstand. She said, but once so happened, she turned the channel one Saturday morning, and she was listening to Soul Train, watching Soul Train, and listening to the music that was on Soul Train, and seeing the way the black folks were dancing. She said she fell in love with Soul Train and couldn't go back to American Bandstand. Mm-hmm. I didn't say shit. I'm just listening.
Yeah. Now check with that. Don Kennedy did something also because he was Dick Clark. He brought his little bands on. You know what I'm saying? They entertained the little crowd they had. But see, there was a certain part of Soul Train people that the crowd got a chance to be interactive into the TV show, and it became the show themselves. When they started the Soul Train line.
Yeah.
You were now the star coming down the aisle.
Oh, yeah.
And when I tell you, you know what I'm saying, people putting on their show, man, they putting on their show to the point like people like the white woman you talking about, they came on Soul Train and they had to hit the Soul Train line too. So they had their little 15 seconds. Right? But that's what revolutionized the show because everybody know, you know what I'm saying, I can be the star in the morning, especially when we start that train because I'm going to make sure I'm there. Mm-hmm.
But everything is for sale in this country. If we had the money, we could buy BT back. It's not about race. It's about green and greed. Shaq has been buying up a lot of business. He owns the rights to Marilyn Monroe. He owns JCPenney. So it's about green.
I agree with that. But they're not going to give up their right to control, though. That's the big thing. They're not going to give up their right to control everything. Not at all.
See, there's the haves and the have-nots, Brother Doug. And what I mean, the haves and the have-nots, they'll let you get somewhat of the rights in this country to where they know that you're not going to go a little bit farther up and beyond your means in this country. That's just like when somebody was telling me about black people owning the NBA. NFL. Because you got to understand.
What's his name? What's his name that you just talking about that used to own BT? I forgot the brother what was just saying.
Bob Johnson.
He was about to get an airline. What they tell him? But they came with a little spoof movie called Soul Plane. Now, what you think about that?
It was a diss. Because they trying to say this is how niggas would do an airline if they had the rights to it. Just like they did a movie called, what's the name of that damn movie with Denzel Washington? Flight. Now you know damn well majority of the pilots in America are Caucasian pilots. But they had to have this brother being a drunk ass alcoholic with a damn Caucasian woman snorting powder and every damn thing. And I know there are Caucasian pilots that do all that shit that they say that they try to pin off on Denzel Washington's character.
Yeah, everything they did, he was the face for it.
Yes. Same
That's
way
what he's doing. I mean, you talking about
they told you Mr. They took the slave master and made it Mr. Mr. was a black man that was going around there beating the shit out of his old ladies and want to sleep with another lady that made this lady here get mad and get all upset with this to try to get mad with this lady, but they ended up being lovers. When all the time they were just basically telling you that niggas ain't shit and you need to stop fucking with niggas and go ahead and start fucking with each other. Made the movie a lesbo movie. That's all it was. Because it was a lesbo woman that helped write The Color Purple. What's name just backed it up? Steven Spielberg, which was a Jewish man.
And Oprah backed it up.
Okay. I disagree. A black man owns the right to a white woman, a sex symbol. Fellas, this country is for sale. China and Russia is buying it up, everything.
Okay, I need you to expound on owning the right to a white woman. What do you mean by that?
talking about what, a clothing line?
I don't know. I need his definition of what that means.
Well, okay, since we want to go there, I don't know nothing about that, but I do know this much. Michael Jackson had the rights to all of these Caucasians' music, and where is Michael Jackson at today? And where is the music at?
Where's Prince and his music?
Okay. They want you to think that it's about color, but it's always been about color, brother. It's just
They're not gonna sell that.
They move.
They're not gonna sell that back. I told
Bad
you.
boys. They say bad boys move in silence. See, it's called the hidden hand.
But
If you got your back turned and they throw a rock, the first thing you're gonna do is you're gonna look behind you and you're gonna look at the person behind you. You're not looking way at the back of you, because the rock could be and it came up in the top stand somewhere. You're gonna automatically think of somebody behind you, or probably one row or two rows behind you. You looking back, motherfucker, you threw that rock and he just looking at you smiling. So you're gonna automatically pick a fight with the person that you see that you thought that threw that rock. It don't even be that way. It don't be that way all the time, bro. Exactly. Get your head out of my pocket. Distraction. Shaq, OBS, the rights to Marilyn Monroe.
okay, now I'm saying owning the white women. What I'm talking, that's what I'm saying. What do you mean by we can own the white woman?
Michael Mummy owns the rights to his estate. Well, don't Diana Ross got a part of that? Because I'm getting kind of lost here, because the last time I checked, Michael Jackson's shit is on lock and key until they try to figure out how they gonna basically deal this shit up. Because it's some music that Michael Jackson got out that they don't even want y'all even to hear yet.
Oh, it's plenty in the vault.
And then Prince got a shitload of music that's not
In the
even
vault.
out yet. Yep. What you mean? No what? Because like I say, I know about the hidden hand. His mother owns the rights. I ain't never heard that. Michael Jackson's mother owned the rights? Maybe. You want to come in? He want to come in. Let me see. Hold on a second.
Yes, send him the link. Him on in.
I'm gonna send him the link. Yeah, I might have look into that. I don't even know. I don't know about that one.
Now that's new. I mean, I want to. They didn't get on in, so you know what I'm saying. You can tell her what it is. You know about it.
Yeah. Okay, I sent you the link. The link is on the way. But I don't know nothing about that. That's a first right there. I didn't know that. All I know is that Michael Jackson when he bought the rights to Elvis Presley, the Mills Brothers.
They're not gonna get into no old woman.
Little Richard, but he gave Little Richard his music back before he died.
The biggest thing that he had the Beatles catalog. They're not gonna get into no old black woman.
Oh no. They got that back some kind of way. That's why I said I don't know. I mean, a lot of times we have to be very careful on how.
I mean, if he found out something new that was going on, but up to this point, Sony got that.
He said, "Why not?"
No, I'm just saying. Where did you find out? You know what I'm saying, that his mom had it. You know what I'm saying, that the rights to it.
Exactly. Because according to Dick Gregory, not one of them brothers, all of a sudden, out of the clear blue sky, they have a damn wheel written up. Prince and Michael Jackson. Now you know if you're in the industry like that, you're gonna have some kind of paperwork written up saying that you got a will, but at the same time, they can override all this shit. They wrote it. You didn't write it. We didn't write it. They wrote it. They can make laws and break laws. That's why you always have you noticed when you hear about these mass shootings and stuff, the white boys get put in handcuffs, but your ass gets shot down the street
quickly. And see, you know what? And that's another thing that, you know what I'm saying, it keeps popping up, but they don't like to talk about that a lot too, talking about that all cops ain't the same.
He's a, I believe Prince pretty much had a will. They just probably basically override it, because you can override anything. They come, like I say, they create these patents and copyrights and everything. We don't create none of this shit. We got to
Here's
go
the
off
thing.
the base.
Here's the thing. When Prince was on the Tavis Smiley show, he asked him in depth about, you know what I'm saying, his music and his life. And the thing about it was Tavis started to dig a little deep because Prince allowed him to get deep, you know what I'm saying, with him. And he expounded, you know what I'm saying, on the music business and how he had a shot up there. And just like Michael, the thing about it was he was business savvy about the music and its undertakings on his art. So he was, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna play chess with them and I'm gonna be 2 steps ahead. That's why during the time frame while he was living, you couldn't get on YouTube and listen to Dove's Cry or Darling Nick, because he had that lockdown. You had to go through his website to get his music. But as soon as he passed, you can go on there right now and listen to any of his music right now. But the thing about it was, they only release stuff that you know about.
Yeah,
He's still on
I
the
remember
Tavis.
that. I remember that.
And you see the thing about him on the Tavis Smiley show, he said, I know you got more music. He said, yeah, I write all the time. I got plenty of music still in the vault that ain't came out yet. That's what they got their hands on. That's what they fight over, because they know he's more worked down dead than he is alive. And if anybody hear about a new Mike album just dropped out from his original writing, or Prince from his original writing, it's gonna be diamond, you know what I'm saying, within the week. Guess who makes that money?
Michael said it out his own mouth before he passed. The Invincible album, that last album before he passed, Invincible. That album wasn't hitting on shit. And Michael said, I know everything that I touch makes money. Is it gonna be a hit? It's a hit in other countries, but it was dry as camel pussy here in America.
Here's the thing about that though.
I just sent it to you, bro.
They had with a little book that used to come out on the weekly called Jet. Now in Jet, they gave you a lineup top 20. There's not a time frame when Mike was in his prime, you know what I'm saying? All through the 80s.
It's in your inbox, bro.
Into the
It's in your inbox. Know what you were saying, bro? Say it again.
I was talking about the Jet magazine. There's a little book that we used to have back in the day that told about who's doing well in the music world. And Mike was always ranked number 1 or 2.
Yeah, hell yeah.
So they couldn't tell us that it wasn't going down like that. This is worldwide here.
Oh yeah, when he came out with the Thriller album, 1982. How long that album been out? That album charted for the last 2.5 years. Michael Jackson ran the fucking early and mid 80s. The mid 80s. Mm-hmm. He ran the fuck out of the mid 80s. Shit, I mean, he had what? I'm gonna see. Billie Jean.
You just gotta go by album, though. You gotta go by album, because the thing about it was. Because my whole thing.
New watcher here.
Oh yeah.
Would you know about that?
Oh yeah. I know exactly. Wasn't that page 20? Huh? Wasn't that page 20? Yeah. Yeah.
One thing about it, I'm gonna tell you, I had a partner of mine, I ain't gonna call his name, but back in LA, that nigga, their room used to have pictures all over that motherfucker. That was his poster. He had the motherfucking rappers on one poster, he had one more by himself, but number goddamn Jet Beauties of the week.
And we had beauties. Listen. It wasn't nothing
Yes,
fake.
sir.
It was all natural. Our sisters, bro, they was beautiful every week. That's why we looking forward to it.
Wait a
We was
minute,
looking for what they were talking about
bro.
politically,
I'm about to, bro.
the
I'm
Jet
about to,
Beauty,
I'm
and
about
then
to.
the music
You
at
know
the
what?
back.
You know
Dog.
what, bro? No, Prince. I'm about to slap the hell out of you. You know why? You know what made me thought about, bro? When you was over to the house and I had them damn, and we had Jet Beauty, and we had a Jet magazine at the crib, and you said, "Ooh," making all them goddamn sound. Do you see it? Do you see it? Look at that, man. God. I'm like, this nigga here crazy than a motherfucker.
No,
I'm like, bro, you about to go
Listen,
crazy. You
let me
like,
tell you
man,
something right now.
man.
Let me dive into why I was saying and feeling the way I was, right? You from California, all right? You from California. You had already, you know what I'm saying, seen bikinis, all that, because you used to, it was a lifestyle out there for you. It's not the same way that was here for me. So that was our exposure to that. That just walking around like that all the time. The folks down in Miami had it like that too. But we wasn't down there. We was up this way, you know what I'm saying? Where, you know what I'm saying, everybody, you know what I'm saying, just doing their thing.
But I'm not. But I feel you on all that. But I mean,
Yeah.
you got a chance to see skin. But
Yeah.
y'all, I mean, it's some luxurious country girls in the SIP though. I ain't gonna lie.
I'm not saying it's
We know
not.
a lot of them was in our class, bro. Can I call out some names if I will?
Yeah.
Even though I know a lot of them married, but you know, shout out to them.
But don't do it.
Ain't no disrespect. But I mean, much love to my brothers that are married to them. You know what I'm saying? Danny Savannah, Bobby Jameson. You know what I'm saying? Andrea Denard. Shit, we had some baddies. You know what I'm saying? We all grew up together. You know what I'm saying? Hung out. You know what I'm saying? They all married women now. But hey, that's just one part of it. Shanika Atkins. You know what I'm saying? I mean, ooh, talking about we had the Jet Beauty of the week here in the SIP. So okay, here go Dub.
That was the beauty.
Right here.
Yeah.
Dub.
Okay, here we go. There we go. Now, come on, bro. You got to explain to me about you saying we was owning the white women. Okay, go in depth about that on it for me.
No, I think he was saying something about Shaq owning.
I don't know. I can't hear you. What you call?
Yeah, we can't hear you. Can't hear you. Hit your mic.
Yeah, is the mic on?
Mic
I can't hear what you.
Cut your mic. Let me see. Okay, say something. You got something? Still can't hear me.
Oh,
I thought it was on my end, but it's not on my end. It's on his end. I can't hear you.
I still can't hear him either.
Still can't hear you, bro.
Nah. Now I couldn't hear what's going on at the time frame.
He'll come back in. He probably got to set up his audio. I ain't gonna lie, boy. If you ain't got your audio and shit straight, when you get on here, it's gonna be you picture gonna come up, everything, but you can't hear you. But yeah, I don't know. I think he was saying something about Shaq owning Marilyn Monroe's clothing line or something. I don't know. I ain't never heard no shit like that. Damn, he telling me something. I don't know. He wanted to kind of clarify that. I don't know.
I mean, it's interesting. That's why I want to hear more about it. You know what I'm saying? It's interesting. You know what I'm saying? If he got some news, I definitely want to check that into it. You know what I'm saying? See what he got to say about it. Because, like I say, my thing, it sounds like, you know what I'm saying, a business move. It is. It's been some leniency. Everything's been broken up a little bit to the point where, as, like I was saying the other time, we talked about positions of power being opened up. All right? So, yeah. But the powers that be that run this country, that's tied into people that run this globe, they got a thing called control over everything. That's what they ain't gonna say. That's the point I was trying to make with that.
Exactly. That's why I said we have to be very careful on how we look at things, because, you know, a lot of times I know we get kind of passionate, you know, a little bit emotional, and think that, you know, that's discrimination. But you got to understand that they feel like they have to make money off of us because they know our greatness more than we know our greatness. And they're not gonna let you get by freely because, like I said, you gotta remember, like I said, we a lot of us don't know the real historical matter of how this thing called civil rights started about back in the 60s and how the government basically went on a rampage destroying every motherfucking thing known to man when it came down to us back then.
That's
Because
crazy
it
though, bro.
started, you know, I mean, because even to the last part of the 60s, going into the 70s, they were still destroying us. And when they really got to the real root of the problem was jobs. Us taking care of our families as black men. They destroyed that and gave it to the black woman. The black woman ended up being the head of household. The black man was there, but he didn't have his job anymore because his job was taken overseas or into another state thousands of miles where he couldn't get to. So they basically rerouted everything that we had going on once upon a time when we were taking care of our families, the skills that paid the bills. They took all this shit, building trade, auto mechanics, all this stuff out of the urban schools.
Man.
Don't say that. It's not a coincidence that they did it. They did it because they knew that took care of the black family. And as long as they knew that they took care of the black family, it's time to destroy it. And when they destroyed it, they brought in the new face, which was the woman, to be the head of the household, like I said. And they basically brainwashed the black woman to think niggas ain't shit. We don't go for nothing. They started flooding in drugs and alcohol in the neighborhood. So we started turning to drugs and alcohol to keep our man code intact. But at the same time, we destroying ourselves. When we started destroying ourselves, hey, they start basically procreating and promoting more bad attentions against us. This is why 40, 50 years later, we are in the condition that we in as black men. It ain't because we don't want to take care of our kids or we don't want for nothing or this and that and another third. Because a lot of times we can be naturally conditioned people that see us as 2/3 of a human being like they did back in the days and don't want us to unify with the black woman and the black man and the black woman unifying with the black man. They want us to be
I want to chime in with that. I got to chime in with that. So my thing is, you know what's going on?
Most people don't know that.
Here's what's going on with us as a race of male in this country is that the system has alienated us and made us feel alienated from everything that we try to connect. Everything. To our woman, to the job, to the camaraderie between each other with males, and even, you know what I'm saying, in laws of the spiritual realm. It make us at conflict with each other about everything. And we all feel alienated. And we get to the point where, you know what I'm saying, it's just, as Pac put the song out, it's me against the world. But the thing about when you're singling out, that's the dividing something that the enemy uses.
But that's the thing. And see, that's what I'm saying. A lot of times, everybody finger at the black man, saying the black man is that, but they've been doing this for centuries. They've been doing this for centuries. And they're doing it because, wondering about if we knew about the hidden, the such thing, the certain thing as called the hidden hand, they will understand that basically had our ancestors as slaves, and that they still slave movement in the mind. It's not even about physical slavery anymore. It's about mental slavery. And as long as, like Mr. Louis Farrakhan say, long as you outside in for decades You be from used to historical push. What the show about some young women that I didn't get a chance to talk about, but I heard about it. But I saw a video that came out of New York about 2 weeks ago. Some young black women who were fighting at a restaurant in New York City over some man. Oh man, bro, I can show it to you, bro. It's sad as shit. I'm trying to see if I can pull it up. Here it is, right here. I don't give a damn about the copyright shit, but I'm gonna show it.
Come on with it.
You're never responsible for unauthorized purchases on your Discover card.
Okay, we got Doug. Hold on a second, Doug.
Okay.
I'm gonna show this video right quick. Show this video right quick.
Said it was in New York?
Yeah, this is it right here.
They sent them into a fury. Good evening. Thank you for joining us at 6. I'm Natalie Pasquarello.
I'm Chuck Scarborough. Say they are terrified to return to that Manhattan fry shop after rowdy customers attacked them over the price of sauce.
Yeah, you heard that right. The wild scene unfolding right around 4 in the morning Sunday at the Bell Fries on the Lower East Side. You see the customers there, 3 of them hurl the glass bottles, a stool, and other items at the employees. 2 of those employees were hurt. News First Mark Stantia live outside the restaurant with the rest of his story, Mark.
Natalie and Chuck, Bell Fries has been closed since the attack. The co-owner telling us he has 6 employees. They're all scared to come back to work because they're traumatized and scared for their lives.
4 in the morning Sunday at the Bell Fries.
Chaos inside
on the
Bell
Lower
Fries. You're hearing the store alarm wail. Employees paralyzed by fear after they say these customers became enraged and violent. They were told there's a charge for extra dipping sauce for the French fries.
You want an extra sauce, you didn't want to pay for it. The extra sauce is actually at $1.25, $1.75. And this out from that. The minute they told them, hey, you have to leave. Once they said you have to leave, they jumped on them. 20, 30 bottles broken, thrown out microwave use, computers broken, the store shut. When I went there. Everything is a mess.
This woman throws what looks like a can at employees. Then others climb over the counter. They whip bottles of sauce at employees. A stool gets thrown. They rip down the pandemic plastic barrier bolted to the marble, but it's not over. They heave metal objects and destroy computers, laughing and clapping. The restaurant is torn apart as a group watches, recording on their phones. Exclusive new video shows employees trying to take cover during the attack. 4 days later, and employees want no part of coming back here.
6 employees you have, you all make a living through that store.
Yeah.
We're talking, they have no other shops. This is devastated. And one of them doesn't want to leave her home. Don't let
This small business co-owner spoke to us on the phone. He did not want his face shown or give a name, but he did want his message heard. He says Bell Fries, you're on Ludlow Street, open right before the pandemic, endured and served the community throughout COVID. They were just getting back on their feet when this happened. He to how were wrecked, then visited his injured employees in the hospital. Now he wonders what's next.
Three women were arrested. They're all facing several charges tomorrow. They're set to stand before a judge. We're live on the Lower East Side. I'm Mark Santia, News 4 New York.
All right. What's happening, bro? Doug Prince?
Yeah.
We hear you. What's going on, bro? Welcome to the show.
What's going on? Now, what I was saying about Shaq, Brother Prince, Dog Prince, what I was saying about Shaq owns about 50 businesses. He owns the right to Marilyn Monroe. Now, you know Marilyn Monroe is an icon as when it comes to white people.
Yeah.
A black man owns the rights to a white woman.
Okay.
All I'm saying is this country is up for sale. One thing about white people, they will sell anything. China and Russia own damn near half of the United States right now because they're selling it. You know what I'm saying? So I agree with everything y'all saying about control, white people controlling everything. But once you get to a certain status financially, like Tiger Woods, LeBron James, he's a billionaire now. Jay-Z, they move different now. You know what I'm saying? Even if they don't like you, you can still buy that shit from them. They'll sell it. Because at the end of the day, they'll sell it. They'll sell their soul. So, you know, if you get to that status, like billionaire status, and you want to buy a part of America, you can do it. Now, as far as Michael Jackson, the Beatles catalog, his whole music catalog, Katherine Jackson owns that. Period. Now, if she decides to sell it, that's on her. You see what I'm saying? Justin Timberlake just sold his music catalog. This facts, this public information. As far as Prince, his stuff is still hung up in court because he didn't have a will. You know what I'm saying? Now, as far as the conspiracy theories, as far as if they killed him or not, I'm not fit to get into that. I can't prove it, so I don't get into it. But as far as the law, they still own their stuff. Now, what I would like to see as far as Prince, I would like to see his siblings, his sister, and whoever else is in court with it, just turn Paisley Park into like Graceland. That's generational wealth. We got to start thinking like that. White people can't take nothing that we don't get. You know, they can take it. You know what I'm saying? But this is a different time now. But turn Paisley Park into like what they got Elvis estates to. That's money that's gonna last forever. You know what I'm saying? Now, if we choose to sell it, if his sister chooses to sell it and give it back to the white man, hey, that's on her. I hate to see that, but that's just life. But as far as those two, Michael Jackson and Prince, his family is in they have control of this stuff. Let me just ask both of you brothers, because I can say this right now. I don't have a will. So the lit shit that I do have, my family will be fighting over. Do y'all have a will? Black folks just don't do that. We don't get our stuff together, and that stuff seriously that we all need to get, you know, we need to get our stuff in order. Because if we do have something, we do need to leave it to somebody. But you know, and I get it. The white folks will take whatever they want. You know what I'm saying? You know, I truly believe right now, if they wanted to, they'll put our ass back in the field. And all these tough motherfuckers like me, you, and Dark Prince, they kill us first. So once they kill all the tough folks, what the rest of them gonna do? They gonna fall in line, right? Because we don't come together. So I get that part when you say white people would take, but for the most part, like today, if you got the money, you can buy whatever you want, but you gotta have the money. We can buy BET if we want to, you know what I'm saying? But we gotta have the money. Are we gonna run into any obstacles? Yeah, because they don't want us to have stuff like that. Because when we have that power, we have that control, then we can start balancing things out, or we can start taking back like that, you know, what they've taken from us. But until we start coming together like that, man, we just pissing in the wind. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I wanted to say when I said a black man owns a white woman's estate. Now, who the hell sold it to him? I don't know. But this was just on Instagram the other day, and I just seen it. It's public information. You can look this stuff up. Shaquille O'Neal is a bad businessman. He's a bad brother. He's buying up shit. He owns JC Penney.
You want to go first, Prince? Go ahead, bro.
Yeah,
you gonna say?
Go ahead.
I agree what he said. You know what I'm saying? In every aspect, because we as a people, with everything open right now, should take opportunity with the power position that's being, given at the moment. And it is about wealth accumulation. And I'm gonna drop a jewel that I just come to find out, and you can check it out on YouTube. It's a power couple, and I like to call them power couple because it's, the wife and the husband. And the thing about it is they always think about how to empower themselves. And there's a thing that they have on it called infinite banking. Now, what infinite banking is the same thing as when you go to the bank for a loan. They'll charge you interest on the money with that, which means you're paying back more than what you allowed yourself to get in the first place. So this is what the infinite banking does for yourself. There's a thing out there called whole life insurance. With that, you get your burial for sure, and you have a cash value that's also connected to it, which we didn't know nothing about. Now, as that continues to build over the years, the accumulated interest on that does two things. It becomes compound interest, which is one. Or the second thing is they say they're going to call you, say, we'll got extra money. Do you want us to cut that check for you? Now, I say personally, you let it roll over again, compound interest. Now, here's the beautiful part about this, how it frees you away from all the bull. Now you're able to go to your own bank because of the surplus cash that you got on hand. But you have to be disciplined. Whatever you borrow from yourself, charge yourself the same interest or more than the same that the bank would do. And you will always keep yourself afloat. And the beautiful thing about this is, people, you're not stuck under no time frame about I got to pay it back every month at this such time. Because you borrow from yourself, you give yourself the freedom to not worry about I need to put this aside and I might not have to have this month. That's called infinite banking. You become your own bank. That's your savings account that's going to always be there for you and continue to make money for you even while you're sleeping. So just a nugget on that as far as Wealth Nation right there. But
yep, absolutely right on that, brother. You're absolutely right. I heard about that.
Brother Doug, you said also something, that it caught my attention also in your statement about they might sell their soul. And I wanted to know from you, when you said that as far as them selling their souls, how deep into you think as far as the definition of selling the soul would you think they're doing?
Man, white people would sell anything. I'm talking about this country is for sale. How the hell we owe China right now? We in debt with China. And to my understanding, isn't that an enemy of the United States? Russia is an enemy of the United States. Technically, that's what they say now. I'm just saying, I'm just going by what they say. So if they're enemies of the United States, then why the hell we in debt to our enemy? Isn't that like selling your soul? For what?
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
Well, see, never have, brother Doug. One thing I can tell, like I tell most people, we don't know what the fuck these other nations are doing over there. We only know what they tell us over here. Because even with Brittany Griner's situation, they're telling you that she want to come home and let her stay over there and this and that and another, and they showing images of her looking all sad and stuff. We don't know what the fuck them folks talking to her about over there. Because if you think about it, if you do a historical research on Russia and African people, you will know that only continent in this world that never had black slaves. And that's the only country, continent, whatever the fuck you want to call it, in the world that do not do business with the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, the Carnegies, all the big banking motherfuckers, because they know that America and most of the European countries are a bunch of motherfuckers that own slaves. And they know that is against the will of God for any human being to own another human being. But see, the thing about it is, Russia is like, hey, we fuck with y'all to a certain degree, but we don't fuck with y'all on a financial concept. If you notice, everything that Russia makes, as airplanes, cars, anything, they make it in a design that suits them. They don't have you ain't over there. You don't see no Ford, GM, and none of that shit riding around the Mercer streets. And you damn sure on the airplanes and shit. They planes look just like the planes that we fly over here, but they calling all these other kind of little Russian ass names. They got their own little setup that they basically separate from the European nations. And that's just my opinion about the situation, just like this podcast. But I've noticed that most of these countries, they move differently than how America basically impedes us to see it on television. Because see, one thing about it, just like, for example, they can sit up there and watch Doug Fresh DJing. But at the same time, they're going to be like, we ain't there because Doug Fresh might be playing. He might be doing some kind of, what you call it, shit like Soul Trains do. You know how they had the mother singing and shit? You might be mixing off of Jazzy Jeff shit. They don't know you that. They don't know that you a real DJ until they come listen to you. But that's just how they do. They are basically pinpoint shit that they want you to see. That's the whole idea, even with the fact, like we saying Michael Jackson's mother owns the rights to his music. We don't really know that for sure. Because Catherine Jackson, you know, may God be pleased with this sister. You know, she basically raised a big family of entertainers. But at the same damn time, you got to remember who Michael Jackson was. Michael Jackson was a great. He was a giant. This man was loved and known all over the fucking world. From the Ruler to countries that I couldn't even pronounce. Love Michael Jackson. They knew lyrics of the Thriller album, but they couldn't speak English. Michael Jackson was so damn popular to the point when I was young, I used to think I was Michael Jackson because his style was just godly like. You don't think these motherfuckers that run the industry don't see that shit? They see power within our culture. They know who we are more than we know who we are. And like you say, my brother, you're right. We need to learn how to stick together and unify because there's ways that we can go around the situation. But it's also things that where people in certain homes are too fucking lazy to even create any kind of business moves. It's just like if I say, Doug, man, let's start a big DJ and corporation where we can get all the DJs to get together and help different artists around the country make money off the music. Being you down with this shit, Dr. Prince down with it. But it's gonna be a motherfucker that's gonna come in there, man. I ain't doing that shit. Man, that shit take time, man. Now I'm trying to get money now. Because subconsciously in his mind, he don't think it can be done. Because in so many ways, the way society put it out here for us, they want you to think that you can't do it. Because quite frankly, I still feel like black people should have kept BET and told Viacom, hell no, you can't buy this. We got this. But we sold into the thinking that we can't do certain things. Like you say, we just push that shit up under the rug and say, fuck it, let them have it. And then look what's on BET now. I don't even watch BET. BET is hot garbage juice to me. I watched the motherfucking BET Awards for about 5 minutes and cut the motherfucker off. That's how fucked up BET is to me.
I haven't even watched.
Bro,
let me chime in.
Man, I'm talking about. Okay, go ahead. Wait, hold on. Somebody's saying something. Creepy liar. I think it's
Green
okay
Pie Lars, I think.
Say the N word.
Okay, we're gonna hold off right quick on. Okay, Mr. Lars, you stay right there. We're gonna hold off on that. But I want to chime in.
Go ahead. I wanted to hear what you had to say. I hope I answer your question.
On the compound. No, you answered the question, you know what I'm saying, from what I was looking, but I'm about to dig deeper on that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Can I reply to Chaos? I just want to make one. I want to ask him one thing. As far as the situation with Catherine Jackson, Michael Jackson's mom, you don't think she owns the right to his estate?
In a way, I don't, because there's a lot of stipulations with that music, because Michael Jackson's music is very powerful and it's got a whole lot of strength to it as far as the ownership is concerned. See, Catherine can't do nothing with that.
Hold up. Before you go in there, I don't ask you. I didn't want you
Okay,
to
go ahead, bro. It's all good. Go ahead.
Do you think Michael Jackson owned the Beatles catalog and all that stuff? So when he died, so I guess mysteriously, physically, white people just came right back in and gathered. Did Michael Jackson own his music? Did he own?
Oh yeah, most definitely. Michael Jackson owned majority. He owned majority of Sony ATV. That was his company. But here's the thing right here. You got to remember, Sony is basically majority owned by the Jewish community. The Jewish community owns the music industry. The whole entertainment industry is ran by the Jewish community. Michael Jackson said it out of his own mouth that Tony Motola treated him like dog shit and that Tony Motola was the devil.
Okay.
Michael Jackson made that song, They Don't Really Care About Us. He didn't just make that song because it really hurt him in his heart how they treated him. Michael Jackson was making the money that he supposedly had gotten, he didn't get. He was asset rich, but cash poor. Asset rich means that, yeah, it's there, but when it come down to being in my pocket, I don't have it. Because when Michael was trying to buy things, they had a card that they gave Michael Jackson, like a damn ATM card, to where they can basically jot down everything that this brother buy. So that way they ain't got.
The rappers still talk about it now. The rappers still talk about it now, the black card. That's why it's always in the video. They hype it like, you know what I'm saying, it's the next form of being on a status level where you reach where I got a card, but it's like, okay, say for instance, you want to take your cash and go build a homeless shelter for the homeless and supply that. But that might not be good for your status for the company that you work for. So they're going to make sure they're going to be able to control the way you spend and make sure you have a statement saying what did you spend your money on. See, that's the lock and key that they have inside there that you like, okay, because I got all this money. In your head, it sounds great. But as far as actual spending power, you don't have that. How many times you have seen people that made money on certain things but had great ideas?
That's another thing I wanted to say, Doug, too, when you were saying that we can do what we can, but bruh, nah, to a certain degree, yes. But when it comes to the point where because see, you gotta remember, they capitalize off us since the beginning, bro. But at the same time, the way they move, they make the moves that they make now is more mentally than it is physically. So see, like I say, Bill Cosby had the money. He tried to buy NBC. But see, I'm gonna show you how they did. I'm gonna show you what they did. I'm gonna show you what they did. See, when Bill Cosby had, he was well, I ain't gonna say the highest paid. He had more money than Michael Jackson. I'll put it this way. He had more money than Michael Jackson. He was the highest, wealthiest black man in America. But I'm gonna show you something. Bill Cosby came from the old generation where older people don't go around buying jewelry and cars, clothes, and hoes. You know what I'm saying? He put it in the bank. So it's revenuing over. It's turning up. It's rising. As it rises, they don't know what Bill Cosby doing. All they just see Bill Cosby making TV shows, doing Jello commercials, all that shit. But they don't know what's in his account until they go up and holler at one of his accountants or something. How's Mr. Cosby living? You know what I'm saying? Then here you are, you coming, talking about you want to buy NBC, but you know goddamn well that's kind of bizarre for a black person to want to buy a well-known network like NBC, because NBC is owned by Universal GE, which owns all the radio stations basically out here, TV stations, movies, music. They own damn near the whole fucking half of the shit, majority of the catalogs on this planet, as far as music and stuff like that. So Bill Cosby comes up. They say, well, you know, NBC is supposed to be for sale, but like you said, yeah, it's for sale. You know, shit is for sale here in the States, but they don't expect niggas to have the type of money. Bill Cosby had the money. He had more than what NBC was worth. But at the same time, it's like, wait a minute, hold the fuck on.
Let me chime in.
Big ass network like this. We're gonna do that.
Go ahead, Dr. Prince. Go ahead.
Let me chime in. Now, I'm gonna chime in on both of you because, like I say, let me go ahead and put the icing on this cake. They're not gonna allow you to get, you know what I'm saying, control of something because see now your influence is fully on it 100%. The reason why BET was taken from melanated hands and put into Caucasian is because of the influence that it was going to give to the people. It would give a positive influence to our people. It wouldn't be BET, Booty Entertainment Television. It would be Black Entertainment Television. Because the white man took it, he's trying to keep you in a state mentally to degrade yourself. Because if you don't think like kings, you don't act like kings. You don't think like queens, you don't act like queens. I saw a 50-year-old woman that I used to think was beautiful before the plastic surgery. It was Little Kim on stage looking like something I had never seen on this planet before. That's why I call it the Muppet Planet down. Now, on top of that, with this accumulation of things, and you saying that they're owning certain things, here's the thing. All these people have to join up into certain allegiances, and it goes worldwide. You've heard of fraternity, you've heard of sorority, you've heard of gangs, you've heard of cliques. Mafias, it don't matter. It's always been affiliation of something to be connected.
Yeah.
And without the connections, you don't get to those next doors.
Yeah.
Because it's the true thing that says it's not about what you know, it's who you know.
You know,
that's true,
right?
So think about it. If they're saying, well, we do things a little way, but if you play a ball with us, contract, AKA, or change your image a little bit, AKA, positive conscious music, we got to change that up, AKA.
Right.
We're going to take the love out of this that we used to sing about. Because, see, the singing of the R&B kept us multiplying. Because it doesn't matter, even though we were still wilding out of our mind back in the 90s and all. The thing about it was, we still had another side to us, which was the R&B, because we still wanted to be close to that woman after the fighting and all that other day with the rest of the fellas. But they said, no, we still not being able to destroy them totally yet. So at the 1991 sit down that was behind closed doors out in Cali, we have insiders now telling us that we got to change the way things is. We don't care nothing about the artist. We want the fan. So we have to change the artist the way we see him or her. If we can degrade the symbol that they crave so much, it'll degrade them. Now let's get into the prison system.
Can I stop you right there, please? Right there, before you get it, just hold that thought. Please hold that thought. Brother Doug, I love you, bro. I just want to say that. I love you very much, bro. And I apologize from last year's show when we had a little disagreement about R. Kelly.
Yeah.
But I want to tell you something. And I want you to hear this real good. Because see, we was getting bad connection, so we really couldn't really chime in like we wanted to, like we doing now. But I want you to hear something. I wasn't trying to take up for R. Kelly as far as him messing around with young girls or anything. But what I was trying to get you to understand that this is bigger than R. Kelly. R. Kelly's music brought love and happiness, which was unification for black people, black men and women to procreate life. The music that he sung, Seems Like You're Ready, 12 Play, he had a whole fucking album that told you how to undress a woman's clothes to make love to her. Regardless of what people saying, they were talking about young folks or whatever, I didn't read that on the back of the CD cover. All I listened to was the music within itself telling me to make love to a woman. The songs Backyard Party, Step Into the Name of Love. We doing chow slides in unison as black men and women with our people, loving each other. Now, all that personal shit with R. Kelly, that's beyond me. I don't care about none of that. But I do know that back in 1970, God rest dead, my dad and my mom, my dad told me the reason why I'm in this world today was because a group called the Isley Brothers had a song called Summer Breeze. Summer breeze makes me feel fine, blowing through the jasmine in my mind. That song brought life, which I am here right now talking to you, is the reason why I'm here. My dad told me this. And I asked my dad to tell me no shit because I thought it was goofy as a motherfucker. I'm like, Dad, why the fuck you gonna tell me that a song brought me into this world? That sound nasty than a motherfucker. But at the same time, I get it because I talked to Chris Jasper. I'm gonna tell you this stuff, Fred. This made me feel so good, bro. I talked to Chris Jasper in my inbox on Facebook. I thought the shit was fake, but it was really him. And I told the brother, I said, I want to thank you for the music that you made that made me be on this planet, that I'm on this planet right in your face. Because Chris Jasper didn't get the credit due for the Isley Brothers. Every time you thought about the Isley Brothers, you thought about Ron Isley and Ernie. That's all. You ain't think about nobody else. But Chris Jasper was the main sound for the Isley Brothers. That man can play the shit out of a keyboard, synthesizer, all that shit. That shit had your ass like all that shit bumping. Sound good. But back to R. Kelly. R. Kelly's little situation with these little young bitches or whatever the case may be, that was a paid situation that basically they had the whole hung over him because I think they want R. Kelly to go into a different direction with his music, and he didn't want to do it. Not to mention, like I say, the music that he did, it brought liquid to Sony Entertainment. Therefore, you see that this man is singing a song about love because you got to know about the counterintelligence program 1960. Unifying wasn't part of the stigma of that contract when the FBI was going after Dr. King, Malcolm X, and all the other race that was speaking up for us in the civil rights movement. They was trying to destroy us. And everything that we create, we tend to try to bring ourselves together, even through music. R&B, R. Kelly was the last of the Mohicans when it came down to R&B music. When you destroy that, you're destroying the unification of R&B music, period. Not just R. Kelly, Jodeci, all the greats. Because now you go in under young folks club, they don't even want to hear R&B no more. They want to hear drill music and trap music, which takes you off the whole concept of even want to even have any love and affection to a woman. And even a woman don't even want to have love and affection to a man. So now everybody's just like separate now. And that's the whole concept of how white supremacy works in this country. They want to keep us divided, deaf, dumb, and blind. And just like my brother just told you about the 1991 meeting in Los Angeles about the hip hop music, how Public Enemy, X-Clan, all that shit was thrown to the way because that was music of knowledge of self. It taught you who you was as a black man, as a black woman. Because like I said, I love Public Enemy. I love X-Clan. I love all that shit. All them. Big Daddy Kane, they rapped about all that stuff. And the majority of them guys were 5% of the Nation of Islam. So basically, they were teaching you knowledge of self while you were rocking to the beat. But now they took all that shit out of there and they bring you all this goddamn paya all day long. And then you see out in the streets, that's all you see on the news because they got to keep us.
Can I chime in right there? All right.
Go ahead.
Now I think we kind of getting off course because I didn't really want to go there, but y'all right though. I can't.
No. I just had to get that little part out. I'm sorry, bro.
Okay.
No,
all right. Number one, I'm gonna go back to R. Kelly. When we had the disagreement about R. Kelly, that was just a disagreement. That's a part of your show. If you got a show, if you got a podcast, and everybody is in agreement with you, it won't be right. Yeah, you're right. You know what I'm saying? So
I just wanted you to get an understand that it wasn't no love lost behind it. Because bro, one thing about me as a black man, that's what I'm saying. I know I'm just saying, but see, as a black man, I want you to know that it ain't like that with me and you, bro. I just want you to just get that understand. That's all. Ain't no big shit, bro. Ain't like that. No, bro. Oh, hell no. No, ain't like that. No, I'm just saying. I just want to get clarity. That's all.
And I'm trying to think. Dog Prince has said something. I'm
about to chime in on it. Because like I said, I had forgotten about, you know what I'm saying? I was going to go back to, when I was talking about you and, you know what I'm saying, making that situation about the music. And he timed in perfect, you know what I'm saying? Because I was going to get to the part about because of the love music has been taken away from us, they replaced that with a death drill sound. And that's why our females and males still want to hear that now. Because it's a subliminal message in their head to say this, your rhythm of beat now. You don't get back to the love. And when you're loving, it means you're procreating, you're multiplying, and you're replenishing yourself.
Yeah.
Back in 2017, they had something already saying that we were not replaced with a little candlesticks out in Charlotte, Northfield, Carolina, because they knew their race was dying. So now all of a sudden to turn it up the volume, the drill music comes out. We lost over 200 rappers in 2020. I ain't never seen death like that in my life, not including the regular people, as they like to say. But here's the thing. As you've been watching videos, Mr. Fred, check. That selling the soul is deep.
Yeah.
I want you from here on out, when you watching the video, see how many things that you see refers over to the demonic things inside. And you ask yourself, why is that even in the video?
I can't answer that. I can't.
But that's what I'm saying. Because see, my favorite scripture in the book is 2 Timothy 2:15. Study to show yourself approved. Because see, the divine Most High knew that in this world of confusion, it's going to get to the point that if you don't search it out for yourself, what everybody else saying on the media, which is the most effective devil in America, he will persuade you that this is what it is, right?
Well, can I reply to that? Now, if you're going to bring religion into it, our religion or Christianity, what if I don't believe in God? You see what I'm saying? So I might be doing demonic stuff, but if I don't believe in God, you got to take that in consideration. I hate when people want to bring religion into certain things, because what if I don't believe in God? And I'm not saying I don't, but you got to take that in consideration. Some people don't believe there's a God. They just believe in science. So they might do demonic things. You know what I'm saying? They might be demonic to me, you, and Chaos, but to them, they just acting out. They see somebody else doing it. They see the pictures of horns all coming out of people's head, and they just think, well, I got to do this to get this bag. You see what I'm saying? So you can't. It's like the United States. You want to make me get up and do the Pledge of Allegiance? Well, what if my religion is Hinduism? What if I'm a Muslim? Then you are intruding on my freedom of religion. You know what I'm saying? Just because you believe in God, that don't mean I got to believe in your God. I'm just saying. I'm just putting that out there now. You know what I'm saying? So when we say demonic things in videos, I agree with you. I see a lot of stuff that make me want to scratch my head. But what if that person that's doing the video don't believe in the Son, the God, and the Holy Ghost? You see what I'm saying? The Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. What if he don't believe in that? Then he has a right. He has a right to do whatever he wants to do. And if he wants to ride with a goat head and a man's body, then you know what I'm saying? We can't stop that. But again, I wanted to go back to ownership. Chaos brought up Bill Cosby, and you said he had more money than Michael Jackson. How do you know that? You can say that, but then you don't even want to take in consideration that Katherine Jackson owns the estate. When we talk money, when you talk money like Jay-Z, Michael Jackson, even R. Kelly. See, R. Kelly may be broke. They say he broke, but he might not be broke by our standard. You know what I'm saying? He might not have money like he used to. You know, when you get broke by Doug's standard, you broke. I don't think R. Kelly is broke like that. But you can sit up here and say Bill Cosby had more money, and he probably did. But how do you know that though? But you don't want to take even in consideration that Katherine Jackson still owns Michael Jackson's estate. And I'm trying to make sure I get everything in. I think when we do stuff like that, we give white people too much credit. We give them too much power. So you mean to tell me if you died today like that, that somebody's just going to come in and just take what you got? Not saying they can't do it, but at first your kids, if you don't have a will, your kids will get your mom, your dad, you know. I don't know if your parents still alive, but they get rights to your property first. And it's like it goes down. If mom and dad gone, your kids, you know what I'm saying? They'll go through your whole family before they can get their hands on it. Now, whoever gets possession of your property, now if they want to sell it, they can. Now let's go back to NBC and all that. If I own whatever, I have a right to sell who I want to sell it to. Now, NBC probably didn't want to sell it to Bill Cosby for whatever reason. And we know the reason, but they don't have to sell it. I give you a good example. Denver Broncos been up for sale. You know Byron Allen, the comedian? He's a multi-mogul now. He owns a lot of media. Black brother. Him and a couple of more brothers went in to try to buy the Denver Broncos. They didn't sell it to him. He had the money. You know what I'm saying? That's just business. It's not right. You know how white people work their little magic. You know, and you know how it is when you're trying to kick a field goal and they moving the goalpost. You know what I'm saying? When we get in position, they move the goalpost. You know, you just got to keep playing the game because you can get it. Sometimes you might have to put a white person out in front. Make it seem like he's the one that's buying it when somebody else is really, one of us is probably behind it. Give you a good example, Death Row. Who has the rights to Death Row right now? I'm asking Chaos this. Who has the right to Death Row right now?
Well, I mean, according to what, like you say, it goes both ways, brother.
Mm-hmm.
Snoop Dogg's supposed to have the rights to it, but you know, one particular time, I mean, I don't know how Snoop Dogg ended up getting the rights to it because, I mean, but they say he got the rights. They say he got the rights to it, but the last time I checked, they said an old Jewish white woman in Canada had the damn rights to the damn record label. So I mean, because the reason why she ended up with the rights to the damn record label because they did all the pushing and killing and all the shit they wanted with Pac and Biggie. All that shit was done with. So they were like, the label ain't worth a damn anymore. So hell, we just give this shit to any motherfucker buy. They could have gave a damn label to a damn dog on the street.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But like I said, yeah, it's likewise, bro. Yeah. It goes both ways. Like I said, I don't really know if Katherine really owns the rights to Michael's music because they really had a real love-hate for Michael.
Not his mom, though. Not his mom.
They don't give 10 shakes of a about his mother. They didn't give 10 shakes of a fat rat's ass about his father. That's why they had his father and everybody in the world thinking that his father was the baddest, worst motherfucker on the like that. Every time, because if you notice, every time a young artist get into the industry, a black young artist get into the industry, they first thing they try to check for is see if he had a mother and father influence. They rather for them to have a mother influence than a father because they have a father influence, especially if he was a James Evans type. Oh, he's gonna probably catch hell getting in the industry because they know that the father ain't gonna take no shit if you fucking with his baby. But if the mother is in the situation by herself, they can just play around with the mother. Because see, most women, black women, I'm not saying all black women, but most black women, the first thing they thinking of is my baby finna make us some money. She's not thinking about the evil logistics behind that. Because like you say, you know, I mean, you know, when I was talking about Bill Cosby, see, the thing is, Bill Cosby had the money. NBC was for sale. But
stop right there, Chaos. Stop right there. Stop right there. You say Bill Cosby had the money. How do you know that? How do you know that? Because I heard this story about NBC, and I'm not saying he didn't have it. I'm just saying you can jump forward. You can jump right in.
Well, he basically, it was all in the papers. It was in the news back in the 90s after he had started doing good in ratings with the Cosby Show in a different world. It was already it was in the news for a little while that he wanted to buy NBC, because if you went on CNN, headline news, business news or whatever shit on cable TV, they was talking about it. And then you look up later on down the line, his son, Ennis Cosby, mysteriously gets murdered. And then you heard for a little while, and then you didn't hear about it no more. You didn't hear about Bill Cosby saying, "I'm trying to go find out who the one killed my son," or anything. It was just like water washed off the bridge. Same way with Michael Jordan's father. Yeah, they claim they found whoever supposed to killed him, because he supposed to got killed on the side of at a resting area in Virginia or some shit. I don't know. But I'm just saying how they put things out here for they want you to see, because
but again, Chaos, you still kind of straying off course. You basically said, you jumped right in and said that it was in the newspaper, it was this and that, Bill Cosby had this. We don't really know it. We just gonna automatically assume that's what they say, and we don't really know. So the same information I got about Catherine. We can say that's what I'm saying. So it's in your situation, it's almost like you believe in what you want to believe. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to believe that Catherine has control of the states, but you believe that Bill Cosby wanted to buy NBC, in which both of it could be true. But I'm just saying, with NBC, they have a right to sell who they want to sell it to. And they can see this brother coming up, and they can say, no, I don't want to sell it to you.
In that case, don't you think that's kind of like a discrimination, because they have the rights to sell to who they want to sell? Don't you think that's discrimination? If it's out here for anybody to grab at it, because I never heard that they said that certain motherfuckers can buy NBC. I never heard that.
Well, first of all, it has to be for sale. Now, do we know
it was for sale?
Do we know that though? Was it for sale, or you just going by the story that I've heard? I've heard that same story that Bill Cosby wanted to buy NBC, but at that particular time, was NBC for sale?
I mean, like I said, it had to been something really spectacular for them to do the shit that they're doing with the Cosby right now, because for them to wait 30-something plus years to try to put him up under the bus, to sweep him up under the bus about some damn Caucasian women, that's beyond me. I'm not gonna believe that ever, because something behind all this shit. It's always the head of all this shit, bro. And like I say, even when they told you in school about the "I Had a Dream" speech with Dr. King, they basically just tiptoe past the 1968 speech. They didn't never want you to talk about that. They always want you to talk about "I Had a Dream." And one thing about me, bro, I'm a rebellious Negro. I believe in going straight up and forward with motherfuckers. I don't like to sugarcoat nothing, because when I sugarcoat something, that makes me think that when a person doing something doing something wrong, I'm supposed to go along with it and fake the funk with the people. I don't do nothing like that. I just can't, because it hurts me in my heart. Because like I said, I have feelings.
Let me say this about Bill Cosby.
Mm-hmm.
It's not for me to sit here and judge his character and all that. What they did to Bill Cosby was absolutely wrong. I like to deal with facts in the law. And what they did to Bill, they broke the law. He shouldn't have never done 3 years. Now, I'm not saying what he did or didn't do. All right, in 2005, and I want you to understand this real good. He gave a deposition. That's with his lawyer and the other folks' attorney. That when I say what I'm about to say right now, you can't hold that against me in a court of law.
Mm-hmm.
So now that's the reason why I don't never want to debate with y'all about what white men would do, because they will change the game on you in the 9th inning, and they changed the game on Bill Cosby. They changed the game.
Well, that's what I said. That's what I'm trying to say. We don't create none of these rules and regulations that goes on around here. We just go by them, because that's what they say is right. Mm-hmm. They say, hey, don't walk down that street right there, because they'll come up with some little fancy word because it might cave in or some shit or whatever. You know, knowing that the road is pretty safe to walk down, but at the same time, you know, if you walk down that street, you're gonna that road or whatever the case may be, you're gonna get penalized for it. But
So,
you didn't.
why do you think they let Bill Cosby go?
Why let Bill? I mean, yeah, they drained what you call it? Drain the money, the money pool.
Come on, Chaos.
Because like I said, I'm
smarter than that,
bro. I'm telling you. No, I'm just telling you how these things work, bro.
I say something.
You see what
go ahead. I was going to ask you the same question.
Go ahead. I mean,
why do you think they let Bill Cosby go? Well, why did they let him go? Why did they let him go? Why did they let him go?
My thing is, why did they, like you said, why did they hold him in the first place?
They changed.
They
tried to change the game.
Here's the thing about it. They're going to continue doing that. They're going to continue flipping things all the time. They've been doing this. We've been enslaved in this country. Now, they just had in the news a few weeks back that Carolyn Bryant, the woman that set up Emmett Till to get him killed, they found, that's the part that first got me. They found in a back office file cabinet a warrant for her arrest. My thing is, you know what I'm saying, that should have happened, you know what I'm saying, when they brought his uncle over that way to testify, but he testified against white people in a southern state that was full of hostility. He wasn't scared. Real OG. Pointed over to him, say that was them doing it. But the thing about it was, Carolyn Bryant is sitting in the office. It's not even in, you know what I'm saying, being testified. She's not even taking a stand. This is how it was already wrapped up. Because, you know what I'm saying, there's a ceiling to what we do here in this country. Because we are looked at as a threat to them. Always. I said that USA to me, for our people, stands for under suspicion always. That's the problem.
All right,
so, my brother,
go ahead.
This is what we get back to, you know what I'm saying, your point on the question that you asked me on that. He's no use to them no more. He can't be a threat to anybody. His influence that he had during the Cosby years of always pushing college, black people can excel in any field, that's what got cut away from the show. Different World got cut away from the show because it was telling people, and during our time, which is why I love the 90s, that it was always about educating yourself and pushing yourself. It was also during the time doing conscious rap was also doing pervading that era. 1991, they said, we got to put a stop to this people. So they, just like the military that I know, when I was in, they're also back to what Chaos was saying, there are two perceptions on this planet. Because when I got outside the Western Hemisphere and got over to Yokosuka, Japan, and spent 2 years there, I come to find out people look at us different than they do in the West. I got to find out personally that we are loved there in that country. I got to find out personally they love us so much that our women, they just want to be seen with them. Not doing nothing else. Just show up at a club and be seen with them. I saw personally from there that the women over there take the men out because that's their culture. I've got homies that went over there in 1997 that ain't never came back yet. Still over there to this day because they finally felt like a person. They found like a human being. But what they told us here while we was watching 5, you know what I'm saying, 5 o'clock Sunday afternoon martial arts, they wear straw hat, they riding on bike, they eating rice all the time. It's a third world type of place. When I got over there, I saw skyscraper. I saw, you know what I'm saying, 64 dump way back in the day. Flump the hood, they got chrome or gold underneath, neon lights on it. Had a club called Heaven. The cops go home at 9 o'clock on the weekend. Yes, you heard me right about that. And the people that we hung out with, the Japanese folks, loved us to death. So when it comes to a persuasion and flipping people out, there's a different way of doing things outside of the U.S. Because here in the U.S., they have to have a certain light on our people. And that's why media is so big here in this country. Because it's going to only show us in a certain light. Yeah, inside house, it looks like we making moves, we doing that in the third. But to the people outside, perfect example. in the club. White guy comes up in club in Yakuza, sees one of the sisters over there dancing on the floor, smacks her on the ass. She smacks the shit out of him. He has this crazy look on his face like, what did I do wrong? And he asked her, oh, I thought y'all liked that. I saw the video. I saw that this is what's training them across the way. Image, not reality, image. So when they look at these images of us in the gangster movie, doing drill moves, being thoughts over here, the folks down in Memphis, the girls got some type of thought music train going right now. It's crazy on social media. But the world sees this as this is what y'all are. But even in our degraded state, even in our lost confusion of mind, even in the point that we don't even know what's going on, our hand from our left, they follow us in our style and culture. They want to sag their pants. They want to sound like they're going to kill up everything on the block. They want to know how to flip brick. They want to know how to make something out of nothing. That shows us that there's a favored blessed people. That's why it goes to a spiritual realm there, Brother Doug. Because if you heard of this person called Aleister Crowley, he was a real person on this planet that shaped the 20th century as we know it, which is now the 21st, excuse me. Because he had a slogan in his book called Do What Thou Wilt in the Book of the Law that he said got from a demon while he was visiting in Egypt. Jay-Z, the guy that you talked about, had on a sweatshirt, Do What Thou Wilt, across his chest. The chaos that you seen that he had on the video of them New York is because everybody's doing what thou wilt. That's because they believe in something that you say an atheist may not believe in. Which should point you and give you ground substance that there must be a higher power because he was created by that same being that folks say they don't believe in. And the same temptations that the Messiah got on the planet, he said, I'll give you the planet and the riches, everybody for some reason running after. The fame and the fortune. It's been got so bad now that these upcoming rappers, that's all they are, up and coming. They don't even get to the billboards to even get awards. They get shot down before they make it. Know why? There's a death clause in the contract saying this is what's gonna happen. The record company's getting their money. The folks ain't getting nothing. The record companies are getting that money. So we won't be able to bicker amongst ourselves as kings. Make sure you do your research and bring your facts to the tables, man. This is how we have this. This is how we iron it all out. Everybody in their own stagnant space, you do your research on the topic that's got your mind trouble. And when you know that the 2 + 2 is 4, this is how the Messiah did things. He kept things simple. He said, that's why I want you in a childlike mind, because the child is not going to say, well, I don't think so. He's going to listen, just like he'll listen to a parent. Whatever the parents say, that is God talking to them at the moment. I don't want you to do that. Okay. Yeah. Listen, willing to listen. But as we become our own person, the thing about it, what makes us a fallen race is because our morality is off. If you don't have that divine compass in your life, you will waver. So the world and everybody else might say they don't believe in the Most High. But the crazy thing is, most of the world says they believe in aliens. What's the difference? They're not from this planet.
You can believe in the Most High and you still gonna waver. But
that's true.
In your teaching, if you've been taught right, you'll waver, but you'll come back.
But that's the beautiful thing about saying train up a child in the way he should go. Because when he is old, he would not depart. Because, yeah, as a fallen race, we will stumble and fall. But you don't supposed to wallow in your sin. You're supposed to get up and clean yourself off.
That's true.
So here's the thing. There is a ceiling here that you can physically see. There is another realm that the folks that you say that's running this planet, they believe in. Whether you now believe it or not, they do. Because Aleister Crowley, that the guy that they said shaped the 21st century, that's the teachers that they run after now, doing what they will. And they say they get their so-called inspiration from an outside place that's not here. Check it out. July 4th this year, they was over and CERN opened up the dimensional gate again. You check it out on YouTube.
Okay.
There's a realm that's not a part of this dimension, which they was able to tap into. Say they was getting dark matter away from it. But what they didn't tell you also, that people starting to hallucinate, starting to see things. And the thing about it was, the evil impulses that we already have was magnified. So folks that had an attitude about being always upset got to the point they was in a rage now. People that was in a depressed state got to a point now they're trying to kill themselves. That's something that's not of this world. But this is science. You see how that fine line is right there. You can title it something and say this is what it is. But when you start to dig into it, you say, well, how can you explain it? For instance, they say there was a Big Bang theory. If you look up the word theory, the definition says something that is supposed. My hypothesis on something, which means it has not been proven. They say we started in evolution, that man came from monkeys. But if you go to the zoo right now, some of them didn't make the class for some reason. They say that the white people was over in Egypt, running Egypt. But for some reason, they have not yet dug up 6,000, 2,000-year-old sunblock. I'm still waiting on that. What they tell you is what they want you to understand. They're not going to allow you. Go back to the scripture. Study to show yourself approved, to find out what you really want to know. Because if you really want to know what's the true answer, it's not going to satisfy you like your own research. Once you get to the point where I understand myself, oh yeah, you can expound morally then. But this is what it comes down
nobody
to.
Can tell you.
We got to do our research, people. We got to.
That's right.
All right. Okay.
But I digress.
Okay. All right. Well, let me just say this, because like I said, I'm not about to debate y'all on religion, because
oh no, bro, it's no debate. It's just like I said, it's just a opinion, bro.
Hold up. I asked both of y'all a question, and I like just dealing with the facts when it comes to this law in this crooked ass country. And evidently, y'all got all the answers.
No.
Up to stuff that's kind of beyond a whole lot of people. The Supreme Court overturned the ruling for Bill Cosby because he was unjustly done. Once he made that agreement, 2005. Now this is our boy, Bill Cosby. He said, yes, I've been known to give women drugs to have sex with them, like slip a Mickey to them. Now he said that. He admitted to that. He admitted giving that white lady in 2005 something. He did that. Now ain't nobody put nothing to his head or nothing like that. But when he made that statement, they can't try him on that anymore. Now, if he go out and do something else and get his butt back in trouble, then they can try him on that. But they couldn't try him on that. But for some strange reason, this judge took it upon himself and reopened that information. And they sent him to jail. But once it made it all the way to the Supreme Court, that's their law. That was the only reason why I wanted to come into this whole thing. When we start talking ownership and stuff like that, it's a procedure. Prince Estates right now is still hung up in court because they hadn't made a decision who they're gonna give it to. Katherine Jackson owns Michael Jackson's estate. That's for you, Chaos. And Bill Cosby was wrong. I'm not going into what he did. R. Kelly, I'm not going into what he did. But Bill Cosby had to be overturned because the Supreme Court, that's their law. That's their stuff. You see what I'm saying, Chaos? So we just only going by their rules and regulations. Based on their rules and regulations, they had to release Bill Cosby. I'm not saying he's a saint. I'm not saying he's not guilty. I'm just saying you can't, it's called double jeopardy. It's called when if I've been wrong, if I did a crime, and I decide to say, Doug, we want to bring you in. Anything that you say, you know what I'm saying? I'm copping a plea deal right now. And if I do that, they can't bring that back on me 5, 10, 30 years later. That's all I'm saying on Bill Cosby. He was wrong. I'm not trying to be the moral compass here like that, saying whether he did or didn't. When people talk about R. Kelly, they say, well, the parents should have been locked up too. I agree with that. So if R. Kelly was messing around with 50 women and 40 of them was lying, well, what about the other 10? What about the other 10? So if the 40 women was lying, what about the other 10? What if the other 10 was actually raped or assaulted by R. Kelly?
I have a question.
Yeah.
Do you think that the laws of this country, that they're legit, and if we go by the rules, that they'll play fairly with us?
Nope. They're not going to play fair with us. But just in case if one of them get caught up like Bill Cosby got caught up, they got to make it right. When it goes all the way up to the Supreme Court, that's the highest court, they had to make it right.
Well, here's my thing about that. We're speaking law.
Yeah.
When we all got excited because, you know what I'm saying, Obama was in office. Obama's background, he's a lawyer. Most of our presidents were lawyers or they were serving in the military type.
Yeah.
Some did both. Knowing that you know the laws of this land, there are 2 laws that are on the Constitution, and one that's actually just a precedent in the Supreme Court case that hinders us to this day.
What's that?
You've got the 14th Amendment. That's the first time that this country, as far as talking about freedom, that they mentioned our people. The first 13 had nothing to do with us. When they first started out, we the people, they were not talking about us. When they got to the 13th Amendment and the 14th Amendment, it was talking about slaves and how to deal with them. Slavery is still pushed in this country through the prison and jail system, because that's the only thing that's the clause in the 14th. Where they were saying that we can confine you and you doing what we need you to do if you say that you done broke the law. So said, okay, fine, we'll give you that. If you breaking the law, you should get locked up. All right, I give you that. All right, cool. But then we had something called the Dred Scott case. Now, come to find out the Dred Scott case is what cops use when they go ahead and mow us down in the street. Because that little law in the Dred Scott case gives them leniency to fire away at us, because it still says that we are slaves. That's on the book. That has not been washed away. That still keeps us at 3/5 human, because that has not been amended as they have as far as everything else on Constitution. You can make amendments, but they never have. And they definitely never ratified anything. So that's why we're saying, yeah, they give you illusion. Like, yeah, it's a free country, you can do all that. But as black men, we already know that ain't never been true.
Oh, no doubt. Now,
so my thing is, with these laws, like you said, when their people get in trouble, yeah, they work hard for them not to get out. They're gonna get a slap on the wrist.
But they never look.
But
they never been categorized as 3/5 of a human.
Never will be. That's the point. That's the point. We are.
But
we are. So we're gonna be put under microscope to the point where, as whatever we do, they're gonna watch it. They're gonna make sure it's gonna go the way we want it to go.
So
that's why I mean there's that invisible ceiling that's there. I don't care how much you're moving around inside the dome, it's still a dome over it. And they making sure they control that dome. So just because they said, okay, now,
I agree with you on that. I agree with you 100% on that. But basically what I was saying, as far as like with the Bill Cosby situation, if I come in and make a statement and they say, or the law say, or the judges say, that can't be held against me, where you don't have to be 3/5 of a human. You can easily, a yellow man, white man, red man, anybody can easily be in that situation. You know what I'm saying? So they had to make that right. They had to make that right. Because
but here's the thing. Here's the thing. You said, but the red man, white man, here's the thing what they did to the red man. You heard about the Trail of Tears, right?
yes.
Trail of Tears, that's what they did to the red man, put him on reservation, and the whole country used to be his. They took that, and they ain't gave it back since. Now, the people that they call immigrants, they come over to this country now, we were once the original immigrants over here. But when you come through the U.S. Customs, they make sure that your family have $25,000 off top. You come in with stacks on deck. And then they say the land is open to you. Why you think the Koreans, the Arabs, they come in your spot, you ain't seen them all your childhood, but you come back home and stores popped up everywhere with them. And we've been there for I don't know how long, all for 3-4 generations, and none of us got no stores like that. That's because there's a ceiling, and they're looking at a certain people a certain way. Don't matter about that, because my thing is, if that's the case, you will still have dark-skinned Native Americans, but they bred them out and killed them out. And so you don't even have the true, you know what I'm saying, descendants still here. So that's how they feel about them. You have also, back in the 1920s and 30s when they was building the railroads, coming out of the 1800s, you have the Chinaman out there building the railroad. He died out there building the railroad. They swept that under the rug in history. They don't know about it. So that's how they feel about them. The thing about it also, doing all the things as far as doing the people, we have never got paid on anything. They gave everybody else, when they bombed Japan, paid them. So-called Jewish people, which I still like, that's a laugh, because that's the only race I know in the country that got ISH on the back of their race, and they call that a race. I don't know no Italianish, no Russianish, no, none of that. But we'll go with that because that's what they see. And that's the whole problem about things, what they see. So that's my thing is, I'm not running with what they see. I'm gonna make sure if it comes to me, personally, I'm about to stand it out. I'm gonna get to the root of it so I know exactly what's going on. Because my thing is, gentlemen, when we do have our talk, there are people out there, and sometimes this is life and death for them. And we have to make sure that we give them the 2 + 2 is 4. Because we give them algebra, X is the fact, and they might come up with another whole fact than what we was thinking about.
Well, when I use different nationalities, I'm just saying, if you in a court of law and you in a situation like Bill Cosby was, you know what I'm saying? Based on the information that he'd agreed upon, like that, a white man can easily be in that situation. A Chinaman can easily be in that situation. A Jewish person can easily be in that situation. The history lesson you just gave me, I know about that. I was a straight A student in their history. That was the only thing I was good at, history. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna even debate you on everything that you just said, Dog Prince. You're absolutely right. But I'm just saying they had to make Bill Cosby right, because they ass could easily be in that situation, because we've all been there, or we know somebody that been there that had to go in, give a deposition, and there's in the word, you'll have your attorney, and the prosecutors will have their attorney, and you strike a plea.
Okay, basically what you're saying is the justice system works.
No, I'm not saying it worked. It works. It worked in that situation, in Bill Cosby's situation. It didn't work in time because they still got 3 years out of his ass. But to get to the highest court, it takes time. And once it made it to the highest court, it wasn't it was open and shut case. He gave a deposition. You can't use that information against him to send him to jail. They had to release him.
Why do you think it took time to get to the high Supreme Court? Why you think
that's just how the law works? Hell, I can commit a.
I'm gonna have to cut out because I gotta get in the bathroom, fellas.
Okay.
But I apologize.
All right, brother. Okay. All right. Appreciate it. I can commit a crime right now, and it might be 2 years before my trial comes up. That's just the court system is so backed up, everything, you know, for whatever. But if you're trying to get to the highest court, that's going to take even more time. That's all that is. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm not saying that since it was Bill Cosby and he's black, well, we're gonna take our little sweet time. That probably could have been it too. But at some point when it's on the docket, they gotta see that case. Just like Roe versus Wade. You know what I'm saying? It finally got to the Supreme Court. Everything was already in place. I hope you weren't surprised by the outcome. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a Republican.
Well, you know, I wasn't even surprised by that Roe versus Wade, because it's a whole population control concept that's built up behind that. Because if you knew anything about that, you probably don't even know, but Caucasian people are at a scare tactics right now as far as the population. What I mean by that is it was a guy on CNN. I don't know who. I'm trying to figure out, was he Hispanic or whatever the hell he was, but he was some kind of scientist or something that was on CNN a while back, and he basically said something about the Caucasian population was dying off. He said by the year, I think he said by the year 2042 or some stuff like that, that they're gonna be the minority population.
That's facts. That's
and I've seen to the point where the shit went down with Ukraine, how they've been dick riding the shit out of Ukraine, because it's like, if we bring these folks in to the country, we can build up our population back. And then even to the point where they were talking about this Planned Parenthood back in the days, because Planned Parenthood, to me, and I did a little research on it, I found out that, you know, Margaret Sanger, she was this
horrible person. Horrible person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna say horrible. I'm just gonna say for hateful bitch. But she helped created this because she wanted to have it to the point where she wanted to kill off the population of black people and have the preachers to go in and help with the situation by throwing up all these little goof ass scriptures.
Yeah, well, that's facts too. I can't debate you on that. That's true. That's true. Everything you just said was true. So, you know, I'm just, you know, like I say, basically earlier with Dark Prince and you, I was just saying that, you know, ownership and the way the law is set up. If I died today, you know what I'm saying? I'm married. My wife is going to get whatever estates that I have. You see what I'm saying? I think you froze up on me, bro. Yo. Yep, you froze up on me. Hey, well, that's my time, man. I'm gonna get ready to chill out. I got some more stuff, some music I got to work on. So we'll get up.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Kind of had some big technical difficulties. But we back on the scene for a minute. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to DJ Dub Fresh, man. We was getting it in. Brought up Margaret Singer, goddamn it. That bitch said, Kukluki. Well, I'm here for a minute. You know what I'm saying? Shit. I'm about to go ahead and call it tonight anyway. Shout out to you guys that was watching earlier. You know what I'm saying? You know, my brother Dark Prince. Shit. You know what I'm saying? But as always, you know, we're gonna leave up out of here with a couple of videos and call it tonight. I guess Facebook might have kapooed me. Let's see. I don't see me up here on Facebook. Yeah, it's done. It's been one. Yep, it's been one. So let me go ahead and let this go. Go ahead and hit up a video. Much love. Peace out, you guys.
Every young white adult says, I have not done this to black people. I have not done that to black people. But your forefathers are the ones who have set us in the situation we are in. Now, what I'm saying is this. When Nat Turner stood up, you all rejected him. You killed him. When Marcus Garvey stood up, you all rejected him, enslaved him. He died a broken heart. Now, what I'm saying is this. Your fathers have put us in the condition we are in, and today you are profiting from what your forefathers have done. Now, my grandchildren are going to be raised, and your children are going to say to them, they have not done to them, because you are the ones who are going to do to my grandchildren what they're going to experience if the situation continues. Now, what I'm saying is this. When we talk about America falling, what we are saying is this. If you all want to control America, then we must have a land base that we control. You all cannot continue printing the dollar bill and then expect us to abide by your rules when you do not want to give us jobs. Therefore, I'm saying that we have now got to come into negotiations, and Minister Farrakhan is the man to listen to.
Campaign, we're coming to get our check.
Good afternoon, Black America. And where Martin left off in that comment is where we need to pick up. If we're going to ever get reparations, it's going to be due to our own organization. It won't be because Democrats or Republicans or these people who have co-opted our faith or our organizations. It's going to be because we decide that now is our time. And yet, we cannot sit still and keep saying the only option we got is Democrats or Republicans or marching in the street. We'll never know all the options we have as a black community until we get behind closed doors and start looking at them.
Wholesale as best they possibly, by the truckload. And they are rewarding you. If you show any signs of going in that direction, you will be rewarded. Because they know what influences people.
Yes.
You know, hey, I give you a better position, a better job. You want a job, you go to the head of the line. If you will help in the scramble sexuality among non-white people. Now, that's just one thing, but they're doing this in every area of activity. Economics, confuse them. Make them think that they're making a whole lot of money when they're really not. You'll be making it. And the money, if they do go through their hands, is going to be recycled. All these multimillionaire black people that you see, the white supremacists already got it set up. Hey, they're just going to make a long sweeping circle, and they're going to get a nice ride now.
Yeah.
All right? But that circle is going to come. It's going to be a circle. They're not going
DJ Mix Master Chaos.
Man, you got some of the fattest buns I ever seen.
DJ Mix Master Chaos.